It's GED question of the daytime, and we are looking at another circle problem. I know you're thinking, Kate, dear Lord, are you done with these yet? No, I'm sorry. You know, a lot of concepts get pretty complex on the GED, and I want to make sure that we get up as complex as they might get. So let's take a look. It says, find the area. All right, super excited as soon as it says find the area because I know that area is on the formula sheet of the GED. In terms of pi, that might be new for some students, but this is our third video here talking about in terms of pi. What does that mean? That means leave pi. And we're going to just leave the symbol in the problem. We're not going to call it 3.14. We're not going to call it 22/7 or put in any of the other approximations for pi that we sometimes use. We're just going to leave the pi symbol in our problem, in our expression, okay? And then, of course, it says of the shape below, and I hope you guys know by now, dear goodness, that's a circle. You're welcome. Okay, so let's go ahead and consult our GED formula sheet for the area of a circle formula. Since they've asked us to find the area and we have a circle, that is on the formula sheet. It says A is equal to pi r squared. Now, our directions said to leave pi. That's what in terms of pi means. So we'll leave pi in our problem, but we will substitute in our r. In order to find the area, we have got to know what the radius of this circle is. So remember that radius goes from the center to the outside. They were kind to us this time. They gave us just what we needed. The radius here is 11 yards. So I'll plug in an 11 in parentheses. Since the pi and the r are shoved together, they're multiplying, but also it's just a really good habit to anytime you have an exponential expression, a letter with an exponent on, to use parentheses to plug in your variable. And then I get my little square there. Now you could type this into your calculator if you wanted to, but be really careful because I told you to keep your answer in terms of pi. And depending on what mode you are in your calculator, you might get your answer in terms of pi if you're in math print mode, but you also might get a decimal approximation if you're in classic mode. So I'm not going to put the pi into my calculator. I'm just going to do the 11 squared part in my calculator. So I'll type 11 and then the x squared button. This is the part I'm typing. And I get 121. So I'm going to put that first, 121. And then to say that it's multiplying by pi, those two things are multiplying, I'm just going to shove that pi right up on a 121's backside. When two things are shoved together like that in math, I say they're multiplying. Okay, so that is 121 times pi. And you're like, but shouldn't I times it by pi? No. Your direction said in terms of pi. That means leave pi in the answer. So I'm going to leave my answer right like that, 121 pi. But this doesn't have a unit yet. Be really careful. Pi is not a unit. Pi is a number. Okay, so I still need my unit. So this radius here was in yards. So my unit's going to have something to do with yards. But since this was an area, remember area is always measured in square units. So it'll be square yards. Area is like the number of squares to fit over a shape. Okay, awesome. So the answer here then is 121 pi square yards. And that might feel wrong and it might feel not done, but this is done. There is nothing else you have to do here, okay? So we're almost done with our circle formulas. I hope you'll check out tomorrow's question of the day, and this is going to be as hard as it gets on the GED. If you have any questions about this or any other GED math problem, be sure to drop it in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer it.